Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to Relationship Matters. We're happy to have this opportunity to come to you again to provide important information that will help in your marital well-being. Today, we'd like to share with you on the topic steps in managing difficult situations in your marriage. Steps in managing difficult situations in your marriage. I want to point out at this stage that there are no marriage or relationship that is void of challenge. Every partner or relationship or marriage that exists, there will be some level of challenge. A matter of fact, the only one that you may think of, the only relationship or marriage may be those who have passed and now in the grave. But for all living human beings who have formed a relationship, and in particular a marital relationship, will know that there are some form of challenges that they will experience from time to time in their relationship. And I want to also put it before you at this time that the level of challenges that exist in your relationship will be based on the partner's ability to manage their life circumstances. And in doing so, it will make a big difference in the level of how you relate one with another. Let me hasten to commence by sharing this information with you. And it is my hope, ladies and gentlemen, husbands and wives, that these will be applied if they are not yet being applied. And I can guarantee you, because I have seen them work, that if you apply them, that there will be a significant improvement in how you relate and manage your challenging circumstances, your difficult circumstances in your relationship. Point number one I'd like to raise with my friends, and that is when there is a problem, address it as soon as possible. Whenever there is a problem or a challenge, address it as soon as possible. It is not every time that the iron is hot that you must strike it. Some persons have the attitude that they have to deal with the problem immediately. They want to attack the issue as it is hot because tomorrow may be too late. There may be some issues that can be treated like that, but not all. And so we have known and learned from experience and historical situations that you treat with the problem as soon as possible. Now, what we're saying is not that you leave it for a prolonged period, but that, and neither are we saying that you should not address the problem, but we're saying that you must treat with it as soon as possible. The Bible tells us, do not let the sun go down on your wrath. Yes, neither give place to the devil. There are two very significant statements. One, Do not allow your wrath and the kindling of your wrath to retire with you to bed. Neither should you allow, yes, allow yourself or give yourself place to the devil. In other words, don't allow the devil to fill your minds with the anger and the fury and the hate, so much so that it consumes you and pushes you to do some things that are wrong or even worse than the problem is. Now, it may seem that I am contradicting what the scripture says when it says, do not let the sun go down on your wrath. But I'm saying, treat with the problem as soon as possible. What we're saying is that there are some issues that require you to use a cool-off period to get what is considered to be a cool-off period before you can properly address the matter. Now, I want to say that when we are angry, we don't think straight. Whenever we are angry, we don't think straight. And therefore, if you pursue the issue while you are angry, you might make statements that you cannot pull back. And after that has been done, it will create a whole different set of damages to your relationship that sometimes for a lifetime your partner will live with that hurt. So we are saying to you, there may be a situation where you must give a cool off period where your brain and your body can be settled in order to address the problem. Now, if you are upset, wait and deal with the matter at a more convenient time. I want to say the world will not be ended. It will not be coming to an end tomorrow. So you don't have to try to kill everything today. Jesus did say, tomorrow will provide for itself. So don't try to push in too much in today. Yes? Because it may create more problems. There are too many killings between marital partners, abuse, physical abuse, fight, hurt, broken neck, broken hands, legs. Why? Because both parties have become so angry with each other that they forget that they are lovers, and they forget that they are in this relationship and should be good partners. All that is in their mind are to, in a rage, to hurt. And that is going to be a significant situation that will change perhaps your life forever in a negative way. Now, you may say to your partner, I cannot deal with it now. So if you find that you're getting overly anxious and aggressive and angry, say to your partner, I cannot address this matter right now. Yes? Let us sleep on it. If it is in the night, let us sleep on it and we can talk about it tomorrow. Use understanding. I know some things are pressuring and pressuring, but the point is about finding a solution to your problem. Now I want you to note, when you are going to bed, never, never argue in bed. I want to tell you that. Never practice to have an argument in bed. Some spouses wait all the day, all the time until it is bedtime, then they start an argument. They strike up the argument. Never argue in bed. And the question is, why? Why shouldn't you do that? Well, The bed must be used for what it was designed to be used for, and that is to sleep. And of course, that other activity that marital couples do to bring fusion and bonding, sexual interaction or intercourse. So never use your bedroom or your bed for a place to argue or to start up a quarrel. And the question, may I move on to answer and give a justification for why that is not advisable. You see, your bedroom is supposed to be used for intimate moments. Intimate moments that you will record in your memory. And so going to your bed you must have a good feeling about that environment. Don't contaminate that environment. When your partner enters into the bedroom, if you continue to have arguments in there, every time that there is an intimate moment, your partner will remember the traumatic arguments that you would have had with him or her. And that may create a mind block and an inability to be close. Now it is said that problems are like termites. Like termites. The longer you delay, the more they multiply. Therefore, we are saying address the problem as soon as possible. Yes? Point number 2 I want to say is that I want you to understand that there is another side to the matter. Just like we have coins, there is two sides to our coins, two sides to the dollar bill. There are two sides, yes, to any matter. A matter of fact, there's a third side that is created in any issue. But may I move to say that every story, yes, have two sides, and we must understand that perception plays a great impact on every matter in your marital challenge. Perception plays a significant part in treating with how you think. Yes, your wife and your both wife and husband have perceptions, and each of you, your perception may be different. Yes, may be different. Now, therefore, what it means is that you must take the time to communicate with each other, inquire about the information, or find out the facts about the situation, and do not jump to conclusion. Now, why am I saying that? There are three sides, as I said before, that is created in a problem or a challenge. Your side, your spouse side of the story, and the right side. Your side, your spouse side, and the right side of the story. The right side of the story, then, ladies and gentlemen, is where both parties share, yes, their own perception, making known how they are feeling about the situation. When both parties have done that, then they are now able to see another side. Not just their side or their party side, but an amalgamation of another side that comes from both sharing. Now, what is important then is that you must get your parties thinking on the matter. Get your husband thinking on it. What is there? What are they thinking? What are they thinking? What is her thinking? Get their thinking on the matter. Now, when you do that, yes, it will prevent you from jumping to conclusion. Look at the value. I want to emphasize this because sometimes we become so anxious to say how we feel and to hold on to what we have. Yes, that we miss to look at the value of what our spouse is saying. Look at the value in what they're saying. Pick up the value from what they're saying. You know, I always say that in every foolishness there are some sense. So, look at the value in what he or she has to say before you finalize your thinking. According to the Holy Scriptures in Philippians chapter 2 verse 4, it says, look not every man on his own things or own interests, but every man on the interests of others. So take the time to look at why and how your spouse is viewing the matter. Very important than trying to always pushing how you view it. The only way we are going to get some amicable, worked out situation is to pull back a little and see how your spouse view the matter. Don't think about what you want to put into the situation. Don't give emphasis to that. But think about what is happening with your partner, why he or she is having or thinking that way. Yes, try to find out. Don't draw any conclusion before you have gotten what your partner is thinking on the matter. Number 3, make an effort to see the other sides. Now, one of the biggest challenge that we have is that many times where the conflict continue to brew and continue to be alive is that we just see it how we see it, and it does not matter how our partner see it. This is how we see it, and this is how it will be. It does not matter. And that is when you have reached a hard line, when you place the situation on a hard line, then there is no way that there is going to be any proper communication between you and your spouse. So we're saying make an effort to see the other side. When you are looking on the other side, in that process, you must speak wisely. We're saying speak wisely. Don't speak with emotions because you may have to withhold words that represent your anger. For the safety of yourself and your relationship, you may have to withhold words that reflect your anger. Do not use words that are insensitive or piercing or hurtful. I know that's what the enemy and the devil wants you to do, to tell him the hottest word and the most hurtful word that represents how you're angry and how you're feeling about the matter. But I tell you what, that will further inflame the matter. So how do people come into a situation where they enter into a marriage and they love each other and they were just so sweet and close with each other, and then they came to a point where they are killing each other? How? It is because both partners are not willing to pull back, yes, and look at themselves and look at their partner and hear what the partner is saying to find a amicable solution. Colossians chapter 4 verse 6 says, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how we ought to answer each other. That's what Paul says to the church at Colossae, that we must let our speech be always be with grace, seasoned with salt. So a word that is fitly spoken, it's like apples of gold in pictures of silver. Seek to find the most appropriate and non-confrontational words to use. Too many of us, yes, too many of us make the mistake of just allowing anything to come from our mouth. You cannot bring it back. So, express how you feel using I statement. I am having a problem. Say to your spouse, I am having a problem. I feel that we need to discuss this. Yes? You may also say that, listen, let us discuss. I'm having a problem, so can we discuss it? Can we look at it? How can we work it out? Yes? Now, avoid abusing your spouse. Many times when people fail to communicate by speaking with each other, they get physical. You must not allow the stage for you to reach a stage where you and your partner gets physical. Once that is happening, you are failing miserably in managing your difficult situation. So avoid abusing your spouse. Speak kindly to your spouse. Yes? Yes, speak kindly to your spouse. And of course, understand that you both are more valuable than the problem. Now, if you are the one that is with the part, if you are the one, beg your pardon, communicating, yes, to your partner, and if you are the one that is affected by the situation, there are some things that you must do. You should coin your statement in a way that will inspire corrective action. Please allow me to emphasize that. Coin your statement in a way that will what? Inspire corrective action. Why do I say that? Because you want to make the environment or your question of such that it makes it easy for your partner to relate. Now, although you are not the one with fault, but you would say, honey, I would want us to talk over the situation, right? I would want us. So you put yourself in it. Us to talk out this situation or to discuss or to resolve the situation. Don't isolate yourself and say the problem is your problem. It is your problem to deal with. No. In a relationship, the situation is between two persons. So don't isolate yourself from the problem. Your spouse will feel that you are behaving as if you are superior to them and as if you are better than them. And that will cause further resentment. Allow me to hasten to say, ladies and gentlemen, there are some persons who find time to talk, but they don't want to listen. That again is a red flag. Here's what the Bible said in James chapter 1, verse 19. Beloved, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So I know we have things on our mind and we want to say it. But the Bible advises us in the best modality in treating with difficult circumstances. He says, be swift to hear and slow to speak. Many times in a conflict, you find that both parties are fighting to put in what they have to say, and none want to listen to each other. I want to move to number 4. Watch how you communicate. We are told that 7% of how we communicate are in words, while 38% is in tone and 55% is in our body language. So how we move our bodies and shake and relate is the biggest part of the communication. If your body language has an attitude, yeah, a bad attitude, it will affect, yes, it will affect the interaction. And when your tone is wrong, it will kill the communication. So listen more than you speak. Now it is said that effective and active listening, yes, means that you are hearing what your partner is saying and what your partner is not saying. So when we talk about effective communication, yes, it combines words, tone, and body language to interpret feelings. It grasps the total message. So be careful how you choose your words. The person you are communicating with has feeling. Can I say that? We have feeling. Each of us have feelings. So understand, you are feeling bad, others can feel bad too. Just as how we can offend our spouse, understand we can be offended too. Exchange your thoughts gracefully. Don't fall into the temptation of aggression. Try to understand how your partner is feeling and discover your partner's needs. And I hasten to close by sharing number 5 and 6 in the steps. Put yourself, your spouse, first. What do we mean by that? Your spouse is more important than the problem. Your spouse is more important than the problem. Put your spouse first. This is an individual that has life, and God values the individual more than the sin. The root of every marital problem is the fact that the partners are putting themselves first. That's the root of the major problem that we have in challenges in relationships, is the partners are putting themselves first. The solution to your problem is putting your spouse first. Now, where did I get that from? The scripture tells us that Jesus never put himself first. He puts us first, and he is our ultimate example. He gave his life for us first that we might live. He died that we might live. So he placed us first. May we copy that sometimes by putting our partners first. And finally, we can have the argument from the morning straight to the evening to the other day. If there is no decision as to a plan of action, all of that is just exhaling and venting. Venting is not always a solution to the challenge. There must be a decision, yes, as to what we are going to do to move forward. So my step number 6 is decide on a plan of action. After a long exchange, you both must ensure, yes, that a decision to chart a way forward is reached. So after you share and your partner share and the sharing continues or whatever it is, there must be a situation where you are now seeking to reach a plan of action to how we are going to treat with this matter. Yes? That needs to be reached. What is the correct solution to this problem? That you must seek. Now, it is not about simply complaining and expressing how bad you feel about the situation. A remedy must be reached and reached amicably. Now, after you have set out your plan of action, the partner that was not the guilty partner must do what is called a monitoring of their spouse. Monitor for the progress of your spouse, and give commendation where improvements occur. The mistake, the mistake that many have made is that they continue to find more fault and more negatives, even when their partner is trying. And that will kill the effort of the guilty partner, yes, to have the desire to work on themselves and improve. So, yes, while you may point out where faults are, it cannot be that you're always harping on and emphasizing on the matter of the fault that the individual has. You are to spend the time, see where they are improving, make commendation, yes, appraise them, let them know that you are observing that they are making an attempt to be better, and that will encourage an improvement and a resolution to your challenge. May God bless you all for taking the time to share with me on relationship matters. It was my pleasure to share with you, and I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, as per usual, show your love by clicking the like button if you like this video. And if you should want to know when we shall upload another video, we ask that you click the subscribe button. Be kind and click the subscribe button, and may God bless you as we continue to share important issues and matters and information that will build and strengthen relationship for godly marriages to be the models in the world. God bless you. Thanks.